Hello and welcome to this week's live episode of Woodlands on Air, brought to you by Woodlands Online. I'm your host today, as usual, Sean Thompson, here to bring you the latest in Woodlands area news and events for this week of October 6th through the 12th. That's right, we're firmly entrenched in October, although you wouldn't know it from the weather. Right now, it is 86 degrees outside. It's going to get up another 3 degrees or so under cloudy skies right now, but all week long, it's going to be bright days, kind of cool nights, but highs in the upper 80s, maybe low 90s. So summer is hanging on just that little bit longer. So let's talk about some events that you can enjoy while we still have some summer-like weather. So it is Monday, October the 6th, and if you're looking to buy a house in the area, the Woodlands Hills is a Howard Hughes property very close by, and they have a special going on through the end of the month. You buy a house, you get $5,000 back. So buy $500,000 on a house, you get 1% of that back. But you know what? $5,000 here, $5,000 there. Sooner or later, you're talking about real money. Find out all the details about this at WoodlandsOnline.com by clicking on the Events tab. The Woodlands Christian Academy has applications open now all through the rest of the month. So check them out if you want a really cool religious-based private school that's got top-notch departments all over the place. I love them, and they have an amazing fine arts department, amongst other things. Then check them out. And you may know that we have a new library or newly renovated library in town. The South Library got moved over to the Grogan's Mill Village Center, where it's now the Kevin Brady Library. Well, already they got events going on. In fact, this evening, they've got family game night. This is at the Brady Library. They're at the Grogan's Mill Village Center. If you haven't been there, it's gorgeous. They got lots of rooms and classrooms and computer labs. It's wonderful. Check it out. Okay, now we're talking about tomorrow, Tuesday. And Creekside Park Village Association is having their monthly meeting. So if you're a Creekside Park resident, go check it out. And if you're not, why don't you sneak in and find out what the other villages are doing that maybe you're not. Get something going there. Get a whole spy network happening. Also tomorrow evening, Business After Hours is happening. That's the Woodlands Area Chamber of Commerce has a monthly meeting. This time it's going to take place at the Aqua Restaurant and Lounge inside the Woodlands Waterway Marriott. Happens after hours, so 5 o'clock. Be there. If you're a chamber member, it's free for you. If you're not a chamber member, show up anyways. Pay a couple of bucks and find out what all the brouhaha is about, and then you'll get convinced to join the chamber. Earlier in the day tomorrow, this is really cool, at the Woodlands Children's Museum. They got Boogie Bash happening, which they have every week. You hear me talk about it a lot. But this one is Fire Prevention and Safety Boogie. The kids are never too young to learn about fire prevention and safety. To put it in a fun category, the way that only the Woodlands Children's Museum can do, you got to check it out. They are at the Panther Creek Shopping Center. I was there just the other day for their Mad Hatter event, took some pictures, and just wonderful. The place is gorgeous and celebrating many decades now in their current space. Okay, let's move up to the hump now on Wednesday, hump day. And I want to talk briefly about Benihana. Why? Because I did not know this. I thought it was just where you went for birthdays for dinner where they'd, make a volcano out of onion rings. But apparently they got power lunches happening. And you want to, show you mean business with a power lunch, Benihana, because they use sharp knives and everything. And you take your life in your hands. Not really, but you can impress whoever you're taking to lunch. So check out the Benihana Power Lunch. Never thought I'd hear myself talking about it, but now I'm getting hungry for some sushi. Also on Wednesday, it's Team Trivia Night at the Classy Cork Wine Room. If you haven't been to the Classy Cork, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a wine room. It's a great wine room. They have live music all the time. They have special events happening, tastings, but they got team trivia happening. So ladies, grab each other. Guys, don't be outclassed by the ladies, and head on over to Classy Cork and make teams against each other. Okay, moving past the hump on to Thursday now. Precision Camera is offering classes galore. tonight or Thursday night, they've got a Sony Alpha photography class. A lot of cameras nowadays have all kinds of doohickeys and buttons and blinkies and flashies, and you may not know what they do. Precision will teach you not only how to operate your camera, but then also how to take great photos with the camera. I think on Wednesday night, they've got a real estate photography class. So if you haven't been to Precision, they're on 45, just south of 242, you'll want to check them out. Painting with a Twist on Thursday has a special spooky couple date night with candle. So if you haven't been to Painting with a Twist, you pay some bucks, you show up, they give you all you need to make a painting that they show you how to do it, and you got to take it home. And then to keep it fresh, they add certain things like it's bring your own bottle. So try making fine artwork under the influence. Or you have a date night, bring a loved one with you, and the spooky couple, I'm not saying that it looks like the Corpse Bride and Jake Skellington, but I'm not saying that either, if you get what I mean. And also, you can get an optional candle and make your own candle. So find out more by going to WoodlandsOnline.com and clicking on the events tab. Go to this Thursday and get all the information you need. But the big news on Thursday, and I don't know why you want to be doing it, so, do the camera class, go to Painting with a Twist, but at 4:30 in the afternoon, you want to be tuned in to Woodlands Online or at the Woodlands Area Chamber of Commerce, because Woodlands Online is once again co-moderating a candidate forum for the Woodlands Township. So right now for November for the township, the only election going on is for position 6 of the Woodlands Township Board of Directors. It's Dr. Ann Snyder's seat. She's opted not to run again. We got 4 people very much wanting that position, and myself and Nicole Preston from Community Impact will be the co-moderators. We'll be asking the tough questions and demanding straight answers. It's happening at 4:30 this Thursday. You can show up in person or watch the live stream on WoodlandsOnline.com. And then when it's time to vote in November, you're better educated. Let's move on towards the weekend now. Let's creep in there with Friday. So at Sawyer Park Ice House, the Spicolis are playing. One of the better band names I've ever heard of. Great band, all 80s music, and at Sawyer Park. If you haven't been to Sawyer Park or been there lately, man, they have just taken over the Booty Road area and Pruitt Road and just having a ball. They've expanded their parking. They got an indoor stage and an outdoor area. Great music, great food, awesome service. Sawyer Park, we love you. So check them out. There's also, the township is putting on Friday Night Heights, the Treetops of Terror. So if you go to the Rob Fleming Park, the recreation center, they've got that Tree Ventures, like the big, huge tree houses with bridges and all kinds of stuff. Well, they're going to get it creepied up for this Friday as we get ever closer to Halloween. So scare the little ones all you want. At the Pavilion on Friday night, the Lumineers are playing, so they'll be there. And starting Friday and also on Saturday and Sunday, it's the annual Conroe Catfish Festival. It's an amazing festival. Catfish out of this world. Lots of live music. There's lots of great stuff. So if you want to schlep up to Conroe, you got a great reason to all weekend long. Now let's talk about the weekend in full with Saturday. This Saturday starts off this year's Texas Renaissance Festival, which has been in the news. If you watch the TV show or kept up with the news, you know that the head of the Renaissance Festival tragically passed away, but the property had already been sold or was in the process of being sold. It's under new ownership. A lot of things are still the same there, and it's Oktoberfest this opening weekend. Don't forget, each weekend is themed, so head on out and show your support for Texas Renaissance Festival. Early morning on Saturday, way too early for me, even though I'm going to be there, is the Memorial Hermann 10 for Texas. What's that? Well, it's this race that they do for health. I think running for health, I don't get that, but apparently it's a thing. Who knew? But it's for all ages. They got a little kiddie dash. They got a 10-mile run. They got a 5-mile run. And we'll be there to cover it. But then at the end of it, the race is just the first part. If you survive the race, which is not a given, they have a big party afterwards to celebrate that you survived the aforementioned race. We'll be there to take some photos and give you some updates. But if you want to participate, I think there's still time to sign up. But if you want to show your support, line the streets. It starts and ends at North Shore Park. Also on Saturday at the Pavilion, Keith Urban's going to be playing. I don't know, is Keith the one that was married to Nicole Kidman? I can't keep up with all this music stuff. But if that's the guy who's been married to Nicole Kidman and they're getting a divorce, maybe you can get some juicy divorce details from Keith at the Pavilion this Saturday. So get some tickets now. And then also on Saturday at Oak Ridge North, right across the freeway, they got their Fall Fest going on. That's right, the Fall Festivals are already beginning, even though it's going to be like 92 degrees on Saturday and for the high. But you know what? We can't stop the calendar, and Halloween and all the Fall Festivals are right around the corner. And so kudos to Oak Ridge North for saying, you know what? We're not going to wait for actual fall weather. We're just going to make it happen on our own. Okay, let's wrap up the week on Sunday now. Two Tones Dueling Piano Bar is a place that I freaking love. It's exactly what it sounds. It's huge. It's popular. It's more than just two pianos playing against each other. They got whole bands. And these musicians, off the top of their heads, each know about 600 songs that they can play. It's staggering. I interviewed them before. But they have a special family-friendly sing-along happening this Sunday during the daytime. And again, it's for the whole family. So find out more by going to WoodlandsOnline.com and clicking on the events tab. Or you can also keyword search for stuff that's free or family-friendly or out of town or in town or indoors or outdoors. You name it, we got it figured out for you. Concert in the park on Sunday. It's going to be the last one at North Shore Park, and it's the Tropical Steel Pan Orchestra playing. Going to be playing all kinds of tunes. That sounds fascinating. Tropical Steel Pans. I'm there. Hope to see you there on Sunday. Or you can head on over to Do-Si-Do, the Big Barn, for Trout Fishing in America. It's a band. I'm sure you knew that, but just in case it's not fishing, it's actually guys playing music at the Do-Si-Do Big Barn. And so that's it for the events that are happening. Now, the events I've given you are but a mere fraction of all the events that are available. So please go to WoodlandsOnline.com and click on the events tab and just start freewheeling it. Find out what all there is to be offered for your enjoyment. Well, that's it for some events. Now let's talk about some news that's happening. Woodlands Online, that's us, recently announced that we have upgraded our classified ads section with a special layer of security. You're going to enjoy this. If you use our classified ads, then you'll be happy because it's going to be, you need to be a registered member now to get the full contact information to buy something. If you haven't done our classified ads, they're free. And they're secure now. They're a lot more secure. We've been keeping tabs out. We're trying to knock phishing and spamming and scamming and hacking out of this planet. And we made a good start on it. So classifieds is but one of the many things that Woodlands Online offers. And I'll tell you more about that at the end of this broadcast. Kind of a surprise to some, Montgomery County District Attorney Brett Ligon, the hammer himself, has resigned. Now, why, you may ask? Well, I'm going to tell you, and we have a whole story about it. So, State Senator Brandon Creighton resigned his state senatorship to become the regent at Texas Tech, which left his spot open. Now, session is out, but there's going to need to be a new senator, and Brett has decided to throw in his hat. Even though he's the longest-serving district attorney in Montgomery County of all time and is beloved by all in that position, he has expanded his reach. He's announced a campaign to take over Brandon Creighton, Brandon Creighton's former seat. So you get all the details about that. And of course, that means who's our DA? Well, right now, Mike Hawley, who's been the first assistant DA, is there at least in an interim position. We'll see if it's permanent. So, Mike, I know you have big shoes to fill, but I know you can fill them. So congratulations to all and good luck to everyone. We were at a really special event last week. It was the Melissa Preston Breast Cancer Center part of the Memorial Hermann Cancer Center. It was a wonderful unveiling with the family that donated $1 million to get their to honor their mother, who was a patient at Memorial Hermann, passed away, but golly, what a legacy she left behind. And we took a tour of the center, and it's amazing. Did you know that they have about 120 people come to that center every day? That's just too many people. We got to get rid of cancer, and we've got to do all we can to those going through a cancer journey to make it as comfortable as possible for them. So read the story about Melissa Preston and her amazing family. Got some sad news now. And we were one of the first to report it. Steve Said, who was the founder of Dozy Dough, the whole family, the Big Barn, the Breakfast Barbecue and Whiskey Bar, and the Breakfast Bar, tragically died last week by suicide. He took his own life, and Woodlands Online would like to extend our condolences to the family. We had a long relationship with Dozy Dough and with the Said family. But also, if you're having any thoughts along those veins, there are resources for you. You can reach out to anyone in Montgomery County, or heck, even reach out to Woodlands Online. We'll point you in the right direction. There will be funeral services announced later, but Dozy Dough is carrying on. It's a family tradition. It's a Woodlands tradition. And you heard me talk about, they've got Trout Fishing America playing earlier. They have other bands playing. Please show your support and think of Steve Said fondly. And also know that the same day, the Breakfast Barbecue and Whiskey Bar did close its doors permanently. I was there that morning for a Coffee with the Cop event, left, and about an hour later the doors were shut. So a lot of things happening in the Said lives, but we will keep you posted. And then to not end on that note, I will end on this note. Congratulations to 30 students of the, excuse me, we got the Sarah Kelly Music School happening. We got 30 young artists, Woodlands artists, that are on the Grammy ballot. That's fascinating. I attended a meeting with Sarah Kelly last week. She's a hoot and a holler. If you haven't heard of the Sarah Kelly School of Music, you need to check it out. But she walks the walk and she talks the talk, and she teaches people how to make music. And 30 of them are now under consideration for Grammy Awards. So put that in your Funkin' Wagnalls. Well, that's it for me, Sean Thompson, for news and events for this week of October 6th to the 12th. This is, of course, a live broadcast, if you couldn't tell. Know that we're not the only gig in town. We got lots of other videos. We got the weekly fallout for sports. Of course, we cover sports with either live streams, score recaps, commentary, the weekly fallout show. We have the Best of Us, Best of You podcast. We have just great video series. And of course, Woodlands Online. We have everything Woodlands related. News, business briefs, job postings, classified ads, videos, you name it, we have it. We're your one-stop shop for all things the Woodlands. We're kind of like a digital town hall. Hey, if you want to say hi to me, I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email to shows@woodlandsonline.com. Well, that's it for me, Sean Thompson. On behalf of myself, producer Justin, and everyone here at Woodlands Online, be safe, wear sunscreen, don't text and drive, keep an eye out in school zones, make excellent life choices, and I'll see you next Monday.